Welcome back to the Avenue, and boy, has it been a rough couple of weeks. We all know, unless you're hiding up under a rock, about the tariffs. It's terrible tariffs, tariff turmoil, all of that. But we know about the tariffs that's going on, and some of this have affected some of us more than others. And so with the average weighted tariff, trade tariff going from 2% to 24% from January to April, that's a lot. And there's economists out there that they are not necessarily against raising tariffs, but the way that it's being done, they can't figure out why it's being done the way it's being done. And it is hurting the stock market. We know it's been going up and down, and the ride has been rough. I told you a couple of months ago that we're in for a rough and tough ride, but hopefully you're hanging in there and you're not just selling because the stock is down. If you have invested in a solid stock, a good stock, now's not the time to sell during these times when the stock market is down. So we're going to talk today about some things that we can look at, some things we can hang on to get through this time of these tariffs. Stay tuned. Let's be honest, if you're near retirement or in retirement, dealing with this type of volatile stock market is very unnerving for you. You don't know whether you can retire or not. There are people that are losing a lot of money in their 401ks, IRAs, if they're invested in the stock market, just by the days. It goes down, it goes up. If you're in retirement and you have an IRA out there, you're losing and gaining and losing and gaining, and you don't have a lot of control over that because this is something that has been put up on us. This is something that's actually have been manufactured for to affect the stock market like it's affecting the stock market. When there is uncertainty in the air, it's not about whether a company is good or bad, solid or not solid. It's about how people feel about the market, how people feel about the economy. That's what drives the stock market up and down, up and down. And so volatility, you guys, when it comes to the stock market, it is normal. But what we're going through right now is not normal. So just make sure you're hanging out with the people that are talking about this. No, I'm watching more YouTubes, I'm watching more TV than I ever have before on the business side because I want to know what's going on. It seems as if every announcement that comes out of the White House, there's something to do with the stock market. It'll shift. Now it's starting to affect the bond market. The bond market will affect interest rates for homes. Where we felt like eventually the interest rates would start coming down, maybe not so much. They'll probably start going up in the next couple of months for homes. This will not be good for the economy either. So we have all of this piled on us, but the people that are probably the most afraid are the ones that wanted to retire this year or next year, and they may have lost $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 just zapped out of their 401k, and now they may have to make a different decision, work a little longer, or do something different. So we're going to talk about some of these things because this is real. This is not play money. This is real money affecting people, affecting our lives, all of our life. All of us are being affected by this in one way or the other. So it's time to sit down and have a chat about what's going on in the economy. Let's talk about what the smart money is doing. What the smart money is doing is just staying abreast of everything that's going on, but also sticking to your plan. What was your plan originally? No matter what happened to the economy, what was the plan? Stick to that plan. If you have money in the stock market, if you have money in real estate, you have two baskets that you can actually work from, right? Everything is not in the stock market. So everything is not going to go down 100% while something else goes down 100%. You may be leveraging what you have in one area, what you have in another area. If you have money in the bond market, all of that comes into play. So if you're diversified during a time like this, you probably won't see as a huge of drops, such as if you're in the stock market. However, you have index funds, which are more than just one individual stock. Your index fund probably didn't drop like some of these stocks have gone down 20%, 30%, 40% in individual stocks. You saw a lot of money being lost right there. And I say being lost, I use that kind of just as a term because really until you pull it out, cash it out, you have not lost. You've lost on paper, but you have not lost until you pull it out or cash it out, such as when it goes back up, and it will go back up, you have not really gained. You have gained, but you have not really gained until you pull it out. Then you can realize your gain on that money. So, but this is something that we make sure we need to stick to our plan. Don't go selling right off just because the stock has dropped, 20%, 25%. You think, oh, this is never coming back. Hold on, you guys. Just don't make a move like that. If you purchased a good solid stock, hold on to it. Do not sell. I plead with you, do not sell. I have not been selling during this time of the stock market going down. Now, what I have been doing is for those companies that are solid companies that I really truly believe in, since the price has dropped 20%, 30%, I have been buying. I have been buying bits and pieces, putting money into the stock market. As a matter of fact, this year I did get a slight tax refund that I normally don't get, but because of some things I did last year and lost some money on some things, I got a tax refund. So what did I do? I did not run out to the Coach store, which I did go visit a couple of days ago. Packed house. People were packed in there. No, I took some of that money, not all of it, but I took some of that money and invested it in stock. I wanted to make sure I was buying some things because when this turns around and the stock market goes back up, I want to make money just like other people will be making money. So do the smart thing. This is what the smart money is doing. Make sure you're hanging on to your plan and following your plan. Don't abandon plan just because this has happened. Get a solid plan and hang on to it. Another thing the smart money is doing is keeping cash on hand. There were a lot of people that was saying, don't put all your money into these high yielding savings accounts. Put just the minimum amount in there and then invest the rest. Well, depending on what your how you look at risk, how you look at risk, how you analyze it, and how it makes you feel. You need to be able to sleep at night. I say keep enough money, cash on hand, that you can sleep at night, that your emergencies are paid for. And if there's a little extra that you need to do, or if something like this happens, you have money on hand. So I'm not a big proponent of investing everything into the stock market or into real estate where I'm just don't have any money to do anything with. So for the ones who kept some money out and had money that when the stock market dropped, that you could go in and purchase some things, that was a good thing. You probably made a great decision on that. But I like to keep cash in banks somewhere so that if I need the cash for anything, emergencies, or if a family emergency comes up, if my parents need some things or something like that, I won't have to interrupt my cash flow, my daily, monthly cash flow. I wouldn't have to interrupt my budget because this has come up. I have cash sitting aside for things like that. So the smart money kept cash on hand. And don't believe everything you hear. Everybody's not investing 100% of all their money in the stock market or anywhere else and only have just a small percentage to live on a day-by-day basis. That's not what's going on. Keep some cash on hand, enough where you can sleep at night and be fine with it. This is also a great time for the smart money to not retreat, not pull back from what you're doing, but actually rebalance. Look at the things, what should you maybe start dropping more money into? If you didn't have a lot of cash on hand or some cash on hand, maybe now is the time to put a little more cash on hand because inflation is still high and it's predicted to go up even more, especially with these tariffs. When tariffs hit, that's a tax on the items that are being shipped into or out of the country. Guess who bears that tax? It's not the company that's buying or selling. It's the consumers that are buying and selling from those companies. So ultimately, we will be bearing the taxes or the cost of all of these tariffs, no matter how you look at it. So if you want to keep a little extra money on hand, you may want to do that because things are going to go up. They're going to get more expensive. If there's something that you know you needed that's coming from out of the country, such as China or one of these other countries, you may want to go ahead and look at the price to see if it's at a price that you want to purchase, because it may be, probably will be, going up in a few months, if not a few weeks. So make your purchases if it's something you really need. Just don't go out and run and start buying a bunch of stuff. Don't go out and start buying a bunch of cars. And little fact known, or maybe you know this, the parts for the American-made cars, the Fords, the Chevrolets, all those, actually the parts are made over in a different country, China, or they're overseas. So even though, you know, I have a Benz, I have a Toyota, my parts are going to be coming from overseas. But guess what? If you drive a Chevrolet, Cadillac, or whatever, your parts are going to be coming from overseas too. So just don't think because it has an American car name on it that you're going to get away from the actual taxes on tariffs. Why did they do this? Because the labor is cheaper overseas. So any business, the bottom line is profit. If it costs them less to make the parts or part of the car overseas and pass that savings on to you, that's what they're going to do. However, if it costs more or if it's taxed higher to get those parts from overseas, they're going to pass that cost on to you also. So keep this in mind. I don't like this tariff situation any more than you do, but what I would like for you to do is hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I'm bringing it to you. This is valuable information, stuff that we need to know, stuff that will help us manage our money better and make those good decisions so that we can have a brighter future and work our way through these turbulent tariffs as we go through it. I'm here with you. We're all being affected. So let's hang in there together and let's do the things that we need to do to get through this. Now, the bright side of a market downturn, when the stock market is down, you do have opportunities. And like I said, taking advantage of the opportunities, if you have money to do that, is a great thing to do. If there are some stocks that are down that you've been looking at or that you have invested in, however, they've dropped in price, now's the time to go and pick up a few more shares. You can pick up one share, you can pick up two shares, but for the folks who did this when COVID hit and the market just slammed down and crashed, it recovered. Those folks made lots of money. If you look at the chart of how the stock market runs, even though it was down with COVID, it recovered, went back up, and it kept going up and has been going up since then. The market recovers, you guys. The United States is not going to let the market just go slam down and never recover. We're talking about businesses. We're talking about shareholders. We're talking about you owning equity in these businesses. And so they want to succeed. They're still producing. They're still doing the things that they need to do to make a profit. And they want to succeed. They want you to make money. You are the stockholder. So when something happens, take advantage of that situation if you can. And if you've been following me for any time, any length of time now, you should have your budget together. You should have your emergency fund together. You should be investing in something, and you should be getting money into your retirement fund. I would say I am so happy and excited that the money that when I left the company that I was with, as far as my retirement 401k, got switched over to IRA, and Empower is the company that I use to manage my money. They're handling all of that. They're handling the big money. I'm not worried about it. I don't even look at it. I can go in and look at it. It's not going to faze me that much. What I'm doing is managing what I have at my own stock accounts. I dabble in the stock. And so I have an account that I'm putting stock, buying stock, putting stock into and looking at it grow and that type of thing. Those are my sole decisions, right? But the big decisions with the big money, they're handling it and they watch it. I couldn't watch it like they watch it. They watch it every day. And if something is happening, you know, they know my age and they know when I probably are going to start taking out some of that money. And so they're shifting it and moving it like they should so that they would minimize my losses and maximize my gains. And that's what I need someone doing, a professional that does this all the time. They meet with me and everything else. So I'm glad my money is with them and not just sitting in an account hoping and praying that something happens or something turns around. I'm handling the little bit that I have in the stock market. They're handling the other stuff. So with that being said, just make sure your money is solid. Make sure you're doing the right thing during this time, and let the folks that handle the big money, let them handle it and let them do their work. But make sure your money is in good hands. So be encouraged. We're going to make it through these terrible tariffs, tariff turmoil. We're going to make it through. And just don't let this throw you off of what you need to do financially. Sometimes we have distractions. Sometimes we have bumps in the road. This is a distraction. I don't want it to throw you off of your plan. Stick to your plan and make sure you're doing the thing that you need to do. Sometimes just a little nibble at a time. Like when I'm buying stock, and I'm talking a lot about the stock market because that's what's hit me the most when it comes to the up and downs, the low swings, the up highs, and that type of thing. It's going to eventually, it's going to turn around. But I'm nibbling, buying a little at a time, because if I bought something at $110 and then it drops to 105, I like it even better. If it drops to 100, I like it even better. But when you look at, if I bought one at 110, one at 105, and one at 100, when you average all those out, I truly paid for 105. So it will average out. So that's called dollar cost averaging. Just buy a little nibble at a time. We don't know when the bottom is. If I knew when the bottom of some of the stock that I'm buying is, I would wait till it hit bottom. Then I'd pour all the money in that I want to spend on that particular stock. I don't know, but I don't want a chance missing the bottom. So I'll just do a little at a time, and watch what's being said in the news. Watch what Powell is saying. Watch these things. You need to stay abreast of what's going on. I can't bring you all the information that's out there because I only come on once a week, but you need to stay up to date to that. And if you're interested, I want us to have a rich future. I don't want us to forget about our future. This is just a distraction. It's a bump in the road. We will get through this and we'll have bigger things, bigger fish to fry at some point in time. So with that, I will see you in the next video.